Sounds like a jungle level soundtrack or something.
I thought it was like select your fighter.
Reptile.
Rain day. I love those things, man. We got to do that. We actually have to do that. I got to make a funny video about that, man. We're back for the finals, everybody. My name is Rain Day Evan Rainer. This is Nick Keogh, Hi-Rez, Pretty Hair. We're ready for the finals action. This is one you've all been waiting for. So have we. And it's no surprise that we see Frog Isle for the first time today come out between these two teams.
That's 50 Shades of SNEK map pick. They take it almost every time against D69, against anyone they're looking. This is their ace in the hole. A lot of momentum on this map. They're very good at getting small little leads here and there and just holding on to it, never letting go, and pushing it through to conversion. Well,
let's take a look as we get into the champion draft of what these teams will be bringing into Frog Isle and what this meta has shaped up to be. These teams, these two teams in particular, have a very distinctive meta within each other beyond what Paladins has in terms of the actual balance of each character. They know each other so well.
Yeah,
it's almost a mind game.
For sure.
When they start drafting. So Inara taken by Snake, something they're prioritizing. Finally, we see the Ruckus picked up really early. D69 followed with the Andro and the Makoa.
Ruckus kind of for the first time today picked up, prioritized pretty early. He's been pretty light in the draft today. NA is definitely taking more into account. So it'll be interesting to see as we get towards Valencia, having that impact on the character. Androxus, Makoa, Barrack, Saris for D69, but Laizy gets his Bomb King. Probably going to last pick the Drogos here, depending on what SNEK go for.
And I've seen Eevees, you know, I've seen Eevees come out here in the D69 situation where bugzy says, you know what, give me a reprieve Eevee on Frog Isle. I'll be able to jump into the back line, finish off the Shaolin pressure mount. But the Drogos is here as well. So despite Shaolin being pretty good anti-air, Inara and Ruckus also doing a great job of getting the dragon out of the sky, D69 feel confident against Snake to bring him into this battle and keep using what I expect to be combustible.
Yeah, I think with the Ruckus, I mean, no one pressures the Drogos on Ruckus quite like Bitey does. So we'll have to see what bonkar ends up doing with it. Ripen Gourd is going to be Bird's selection for his Maldomba area. Assault will be what bonkar takes. Desert Shadow for SunCommander's Shaolin. Mother's Grace for Thiel's Inara, and Accelerant for Laizy's Bomb King.
Bugzy on combustible Drogos as we thought before. Half Shell Makoa for eLvenpath. It's been a while since we've seen that one. Architectonics Barrack for Shipa. Mortal Reach Saris for gerrah. And Darkstalker Androxus for PERDO.
Interesting stuff coming out. 2 Cots, 2 Wreckers for SunCommander, and just the choice between Cassie versus Shaolin here for SunCommander, I think is a little bit of a tell that bonkar hopefully will be putting some pressure onto bugzy, but at the same time, he's just played a full set on Drogos with combustible.
Yeah,
he's got morale boost as well. I mean, just looking at his positioning right here off the bat, doesn't look like he's gonna try to be putting himself in any spot to be pressured by anyone.
Damage definitely taken more so on the side of 50 Shades of SNEK. SunCommander, though, trying to turn that around real quick. It's good impale onto PERDO, and First Blood still falling the way of D69, looking to make a statement. And nice withdraw there, but it's not enough to save his life. Bugzy gets a kill onto SunCommander. Thiel here trying to hold things down with Inara. Not a lot have we seen these two people together.
Yeah, it's going to be topped off as well, gerrah. Ooh, Fire Spitter on the corner does claim Thiel's life. Bugzy gets topped off as well. 69% on the point for District 69. They're in a real good spot to take this first payload on SNEK's map.
And 93% for District 69 means they are about to take this home. They're on the precipice of winning the first round, but that isn't the game, so they've got to keep this up. Combustible Drogos, though, seems to be serving its purpose right now. Bugzy forced away from the fight for the first time in a while with 300 health to his name.
99%. D69 just need to get on there, and no one is contesting right now from 50 Shades of SNEK. PERDO, a lot of momentum could go off. Big reversal comes through, but the damage reduction is enough to save Bird's life. But can it save the point?
Thiel still on the objective with Inara. Gets pulled off. No Earthen Guard selected to be used at that moment. The Saris will keep the big turtle healed up. 57% for 50 Shades of SNEK as they climb their way back. They're going to have to make a move here to get them off. Combustible almost knocks away the Bomb King, but the Dragon Punch is ready.
Pretty quiet so far in this game. Bugzy's definitely going to be looking to leverage that Dragon Punch. There it goes. Off to the races here. Thiel's trying to immune it out. A lot of stuff coming through just onto bonkar, and then immediately turns his sights onto Bird.
That's the one you need. And then Bird now, he's got to run. He's got to fight you. He can't keep healing, but he somehow is. Bird doing the unthinkable, running away, fighting and healing his tank. And 50 Shades of SNEK take that masterclass play, spray onto the point themselves. And with a 99% tied up ball game, this could swing either way.
SunCommander takes down bugzy. There's a big Hexafire, immediately deletes eLvenpath. PERDO. PERDO catches a decent amount of it, but Thiel catches the reversal with the wall. Incredible reactionary plays from both sides of the field. SNEK just having one more card left to play.
And this is bugzy actually looking back at this. The more I think about that play, I think the Dragon Punch would have been better served going on to Bird. I mean, we've seen how much 50 Shades of SNEK struggle when creatives on that Eevee can put pressure onto Bird and change their captain getting out of the fight, get the healing out of the fight. Maybe they need to prioritize just really getting Maldamba down before they go onto the tanks.
Catching a good amount of damage there. PERDO escapes with his life. Laizy is going to eat that fire spit as well. This is the momentum that gets scary on Frog Isle. So many members of 50 Shades of SNEK continuing to find picks. eLvenpath under his shell shield. How long can he sustain? There we go. The swing's starting to come back from D69. PERDO finds Laizy. Bonkar's falling lower and lower. Bugzy claims his life, and D69 look to stabilize.
As we get to the downward slope of the push, it is important to realize a lot of these big-time ultimates are coming into play now for 50 Shades of SNEK. They've got the Dread Serpent, which is the big area of fear that could be followed up with everything. They've also got the King Bomb. Now the seismic crash on Thiel's Zanara is coming forward very soon. And the Hexafire and Heat Haze are only 30% away. So despite having stabilized, they are in very close proximity to being converted on.
SunCommander just cannot get going here. He's always being pressured out, eating fire spit after fire spit. There's another one that comes out, connects onto two. Dragon Punch is ready. Doesn't even need it, however. Can't quite find the angle. Laizy actually gets a nice pick over the top of the wall, and a little bit of a blessing there for 50 Shades of SNEK.
And this is where you hook him. You know that the Poppy Bomb is down. eLvenpath just saw it. Also trying to just make sure Inara's pressure. Thiel getting healed up, though, with the Gourd, and eLvenpath puts himself in the path of danger and will not escape alive at this moment. Nice stun there by Bird to guarantee after Laizy's Grumpy Bomb that he would fall. Spraying down at the ground, actually looking to Poppy it, but it might have been destroyed there. Either way, it is 50 Shades of SNEK cleaning this one up 2-0 on Frog Isle.
There they go. That, and I mean, the incredible part about that round was just the comeback there. I think it must have been Thiel just contesting for long enough on Inara, and that's just what she brings to the table. Just innate tankiness. Doesn't need a whole lot of help doing it. You know, more heals the better, of course, but that comeback was absolutely insane from 50 Shades of SNEK, and they find conversion off of it. That's the downfall of Frog Isle, almost the opposite of Ice Mines. If you give it the payload push, a lot of times it's almost over right then and there. Conversion is pretty easy to find. It's a short push.
Yeah.
It's wide open. The spawn is very easily contestable as you're coming out to try and defend. But regardless of that fact, D69 do get enough credits to their name. All their ultimates are retained, but 50 Shades didn't have to use a whole lot to find that. Seismic Crash was the only thing they needed to punch it through.
And now they have the opportunity to still use the Hexafire, the Dread Serpent, the Heat Haze, and the King Bomb to impact this point fight, which is more than enough. The Hexafire starts out, and PERDO goes down to kick things off. 50 Shades of SNEK already looking good, pressuring out eLvenpath, who's got the Ancient Rage. Convergence here, trying to get a lot of value, but can't find anything off of it. SunCommander and Thiel still the only ones to claim kills in this fight.
Doesn't do anything. Convergence not on the mark there. eLvenpath falls bonkar, continuing to surge forward. Bugzy goes down. Didn't have a whole lot of answers there. Laizy just missing another ult there. Nothing out of the ordinary.
That was Laizy ulting.
There he goes.
That was Laizy ulting.
I think he knows what he did.
Yeah,
I think he knows he's getting called out right now.
Might have been a Laizy ult right there. Goes in for the emote just to show that he is the king.
We were making fun of him when it first started to happen, but it's legitimately just been consistent at this point. Like, he actually just misses a lot of ults.
Yeah, he does. He does. And that's okay, you know, because they're that good. That shows you how good of a player Laizy is, to be able to not have always, you know, had the greatest ults happen for him and still be a top-tier Bomb King. I mean, imagine if Laizy hit every single ultimate to its perfection, like a lot of these players where you look at Evil Eye and you see Fishko do. I mean, it would just be too much.
Yeah, maybe it's just to the note of, you know, the same reason Bugzy whipped a couple earlier, just because his team has already killed everyone by the time he comes down, and his plan just can't quite come to fruition there, but continuing to surge forward. This is what happens on Frog Isle. A little bit of momentum goes to the side of 50 Shades of SNEK, and now they are just setting up a barricade around D69 spawn. Thiel finds a double kill, and this payload inching closer and closer to conversion. Looks like it's going to be that way. The wall comes up, the Grumpy Bomb goes down, and 50 Shades of SNEK, and very snowball momentum-based fashion, find the 4-0 and Frog Isle.
Oh, that was quick, to say the least. And ironically, as we take a look at the scoreboard here, you could see that things didn't always look too bad for D69. They started out this fight pretty well, even kept up decently in some categories. Look at the damage numbers for bugzy, topping the entire game. Hailing not too far off either, so it's just weird. It just happened to where things went their way.
Damn near even for 50 Shades of SNEK. You see 43K for Thiel, 44K for Laizy, 46K for SunCommander, and 47K for bonkar. Everyone just continuing to it was a joint effort holding that chokehold around D69 spawn. Everyone was contributing where they could, and Bird just pushing the payload.
And something really
simple,
important to me that I want to keep harping on is the way that this ruckus is played by bonkar is so efficient. He's a damage dealing tank. We already know that. He loves to deal damage. He's got like 12 miniguns and some rocket launchers. He might as well. But the thing that is so amazing about the way bonkar does it is he gets the headshots. He puts himself in the right position. He shoots away from the shields. He shoots the players. And he's leading the damage charts for 50 Shades of SNEK as a tank more times than not.
Yeah, and he's not even necessarily the one being pocket healed. He was being focused down by bugzy. He was I believe the only person to get dragon punched in that game, and that's, he's being focused and he's still getting that good damage out, and that's just what has to happen to shut him down. He's that fragger kind of playstyle. He comes from the Androxus, he comes from Shaolin's, he comes from doing damage. It's all he knows. He's got great aim as well.
Yeah, and Bright Marsh is going to be a place where aim still very important, but so will be Ruckus, so will be a lot of these Inara, Barrack, tankier champions, as well as the Bomb King, Saris as well with that convergence. So we'll see who gets who here in this ever-changing rivalry. Ironically, Nick, to me, this is a story of D69 having the upper hand for so many of these last months, whereas SNEK usually used to be the top dogs, and now it feels like almost back to the old ways.
Did they pick up the Andro here, or did they go straight into the Bomb King? It's going to be the Andro here. Deterring Drogos, I think. So, spitballing here, this is what my thoughts are. I think they want Drogos to deal with Inara, so they have to take Androxus to force District to take Bomb King so they can have Drogos later in the draft. As well, at the same time, they're going to be able to get SunCommander on Androxus.
That's a conspiracy theory, Nick. I don't believe it.
I left my tinfoil hat over there.
Yeah, please. And exit stage left, my friend. I'm kidding. Nick, no, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I'm saying, how dare you? There's no way SNEK draft Drogos last.
Listen, this is what's happening.
Is that full? Can I have it?
It is, actually.
Oh.
You want to sit? Sure.
Maldamba. You can have that back, by the way. And will it be the Drogos like Nick thought? It is. So look at you.
Sometimes I know what I'm talking about.
Maybe conspiracy theories are all real.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just a genius.
Maybe you are.
A genius.
Maybe it's just getting a little late in the day, man. These are kind of getting into Hi-Rez hours here.
Yeah, and some real Bomb King hours.
Some real Bomb King hours here. SNEK versus D69 on Bright Marsh. 1-0 for SNEK. Let's introduce the teams. D69 Accelerant Bomb King for bugzy. Mother's Grace Inara for eLvenpath. Architectonics Barrack for Shipa, who has been no stranger to damage with that legendary. Recurve Shaolin for PERDO, extra attack speed, and Ripened Gourd for gerrah's Maldamba.
Mortar Reach for Miss Saris, played by Bird. SunCommander on his Androxus. Darkstalker is his choice. Aerial Assault for bonkars. Ruckus Thiel with Pluck Makoa. This time around, taking Combustible and Morale Boost. So a page out of Mr. Bugzy's book.
Combustible going to be so important in these double tank scenarios,
especially against Barrack. Yeah.
A lot of this clumping really happens. Barrack, he loves to be the stay-at-home dad. We talk about him. He likes to stay in one spot. That Combustible is going to throw him not only away from that spot, but hit all the turrets, hit the shield, just get so much value. That is what we've consistently been seeing with this legendary that Drogos has been using.
Hook gonna land onto bugzy on the high ground, but he's gonna be able to poppy bomb himself away, and Shipa trades the kill out onto Thiel, and bugzy escapes with his life. A ton of damage is put into bonkar as well, so big stuff coming out early on in this team fight from D69.
Huge though. Both members of 50 Shades of SNEK get low but do not die. 24% on the objective so far. They've had to concede standing in the open space there, and so that will be their one thing they do not get in this fight. SunCommander in the backline though, just really looking to maybe pick off PERDO when he's not looking.
bugzy diving Laizy now in the backline, looking for the Drogos. Nice juke there. PERDO able to avoid the Dredgeanchor that time around. 78% on the point already. SunCommander finds bugzy, so now with the man advantage, 50 Shades look to make their move.
This impale is important. He needs to impale the right target. He's got to get a big damage dealer out. Misses it. 7 seconds now. Gets pulled in. PERDO could be in trouble in eLvenpath. He knows that, but it's going to be the planet that turns things around. Maybe salvages that play for him. Nice shield coming up from Shipa as well. The block of the fire spit, but it will not block it as he decides to retreat. And here's Laizy with the ultimate. All that damage got to go somewhere. Boom! Uppercut to Inara.
bugzy, the last one left alive. He gets cleaned up as well, and against all odds, once again, 50 Shades of SNEK bringing it back. 84%. That's probably going to be it for this point. bonkar cleans up PERDO off the back of Thiel's Dredgeanchor, and they take the first payload of the game.
I mean, bonkar just hitting those headshots. It is so tremendous what happens when you're shooting 50 every single minigun shot to 80 every single minigun shot. I mean, you're increasing your damage by so much, and bonkar so consistent with landing them. It just helps to make his play that much more efficient. Inara trying to jump in, and there's a convergence as well, but look at 3 members pulled in.
Could have been more follow-up there. Doesn't get a whole lot off the back, but Shipa does claim bonkar. SunCommander goes up for the accursed arm, only finds 1 in a decent spot though. Nice fire spit from Laizy, cleans up bugzy.
And this is where SunCommander can start having a great game, right? Tries to hit the reversal long range, cannot find it, but look at Laizy. Misses the fire spit. PERDO stays alive. Oh my gosh, but in the air, boop to the head. Dragon flying in the sky, and he is really controlling this Bright Marsh Valley very well. There's nobody who wants to step foot down near this combination of Makoa and Drogos. The follow-up damage is so much, and Dragon Punch is ready.
Yikes, bugzy comes right into that Hexafire from the back of his Poppy Bomb. Enough damage even to take down Inara. Double kill, 4 kills, no answer. 50 Shades of SNEK continue to roll, just looking dominant in these qualifying weeks.
This is not a hot team, amigo. And there is no Fernando in it to save them either. 50 Shades of SNEK dominating against D69 here on Bright Marsh.
A lot of morale boosts coming through. Not a whole lot of cauterize pressure. Only 2 for 50 Shades of SNEK. Ignoring the base shielding of Barrack, he doesn't bring enough shielding to the table anymore to warrant wreckers, so they're able to go for stuff like morale boosts for both Convergence and Dragon Punch, which are going to be big team fight swaying ultimates for 50 Shades.
I wonder if we're going to start seeing such prioritization onto, you know, other ultimates, such as Ultimate Legendary. It hasn't really happened so far. Ash coming in as the new front line has a very strong, stunning Legendary and damage amplification. With all the morale boost preference here, I wonder if we'll start seeing that as an evolution into the meta. A salvo to all that damage, and now everyone's grouped up. Look at the efficiency. He's just shooting 1 place, hitting 4 people.
Another fire spit comes through. We'll only connect on to 1. SunCommander finds the first kill in this engagement. A big one, though, at that. bugzy will fall 35%, though, for D69. There's the Dread Serpent, but what is there to follow it up with?
And I do like that they're focusing down 1 target, but it's not enough to take down Thiel at all. The emitter comes through as well, and it will apply a very small slow to anyone nearby. Not that they're nearby or want to be at all. They are all retreating here. Repulsor field activated as well for the extra damage reduction.
This is just, I mean, SNEK have been winning this matchup, but not like this in the past couple of weeks here. They are dominating District 69 right now, looking to make things 3-0. Maybe 4-0 into this game and going up 2 games in the set.
You know, Nick, your conspiracy theory about the Andro and the Drogos really proving to be effective here, because who is taking Laizy? There's no one that has been applying pressure onto Laizy here. bugzy finally gets a kill, but from long range. They need someone to really throw him off of his game, get his damage out of the fight, even if it's making him run away, which is what they don't have right now.
I mean, it's cool, right? Because Drogos has the most balanced legendaries basically in the game. All 3 are played at the competitive level, and this week it just happens to be combustible, and the way people are positioning with this legendary, it's all about just poking, getting good damage in, and then SunCommander's allowed to just clean up a bunch of low health targets. You get a ton of poke damage put through between salvo and your 2 fire spits, covering that rotation. Massive follow-up there. This is just like min-maxing this team fight against such a good squad. He puts 2 shots and then he's like, nah, I don't need any more there. I'm gonna start putting some shots in over here so Laizy can get this kill. This is just flawless right now from 50 Shades.
And gerrah goes down as well. They are stuck in Bright Marsh's lobby room. They cannot get out. And this is a trip to Pip's hometown that they did not expect to go this way. Trying to get into the fight here. It is Bomb King going to stun out Laizy, and that may help with a little bit of stabilization, thanks to bonkar going down as well. So Thiel by himself, getting healed up by Bird. Probably not going to make it out.
Coming back, finally. Some signs of light from D69. It's going to cost them 2 ultimates for it. Still have 2 in the tank. 3 ultimates, actually. King Bomb was used as well, but still, a minute remains here. Only 1 team fight left. 50 Shades of SNEK will be able to take this game as the payload is so close to conversion. Salvo comes out, finds some poke damage. Nara's in a bit of a spot here where she could find herself picked by a Dragon Punch if Laizy wills it.
You know, I don't say this very often, but Laizy, I think, has been more impactful in this matchup on his Drogos than bugzy has. And I think in general that just goes into say 50 Shades of SNEK overall have been more impactful than D69 have. I don't know if it's one player doing anything else, but it feels like Laizy's, after having played these kind of champions he wasn't familiar with so well with Bomb King and Drogos, really finding his rhythm here.
Whoa, not really looking like he was on the same page of where that convergence was actually pulling D69 in. Regardless, is able to clean up Shipa, swinging at thin air right now. Thiel finds some damage into Inara, but not a whole lot gained from that Ancient Rage.
And there it is, the stun coming out, and Thiel still alive and well. He's got his healer there. Bird knows how to keep his members alive, and that's going to mean that Laizy knows how to take them down when they start to aggress. A fire spit to maybe finish things up? Well, no, they don't need any help with that. 50 Shades of SNEK get the victory. 2-0 in this set. One of the fastest sets I think we've seen in this series thus far. But it hasn't been the first time these teams have 2-0'd each other and then had a comeback.
I mean, Flashpoint put a better fight right now.
As of
69 are. Not yet dropping a payload or a single point, even on defense. 4 O's in both Game 1 and Game 2, under 10 minutes here on Bright Marsh. And this is D69's map pick as well as their first pick. So they got their Inara, they got their map, and they got rolled.
It's a really interesting day when you see a team that is at the top after having won the very last and most important event, finding themselves a bit shaken, a bit unsure of where to go next, how to progress against their, I think, oldest and historic rival, and just really not having the pieces fall in the right place.
Moving right along, though. Got to find another win here for 50 Shades if they want to take the first place spot. It's going to be on Jaguar Falls. D69 could look to turn it around here. They performed well in both their previous sets on this map, and this is actually where 50 Shades had a little bit of trouble putting Flashpoint down. They did find the win eventually, but it did take some more attempts.
That's true. So maybe this will be what changes things out. We've also seen in not only the Paladins Invitational, we've seen in sets even last week or the couple weeks ago when these two teams played each other that have gone 2-0, been brought back 2-2, and finished with a 3-3 game. So D69, they're no strangers to coming back from this matchup. Can they do it here? They've switched their tactic. They give up the Inara, and they take Makoa.
Take it away from Thiel.
That's what I think is important.
He's too comfortable on it. Inara, pretty new to everyone, but you know, Thiel, when given the choice, will always take Makoa. And Drox is still given. D69 will take the Ruckus as well. Could go for the Bomb King at this stage of the game, but they will make the Maldamba. I think with Androx already on their side, it's kind of, you know, set in stone. All right, we're taking Bomb King this time.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go ahead and get Maldamba. That's the priority that they want to go for this time around.
Saris will be locked in for Snake, and Bird very confident to sit on that healer, which has had a very transformational ultimate change that makes her very impactful and very efficient in terms of being impactful over and over again with that ultimate recharge rate. Eevee, though, taken away. And I guesstimated maybe that was going to come out on Frog Isle, but now it comes out as more of a last resort, seeing the Drogos just not being the answer against the Sandroxus.
Yeah, good stuff coming out. And they will just take the Bomb King. They'll prioritize it. And I mean, you can do that. Dragon Punch isn't as vital to have when you have Inara on your side, Makoa and Ruckus. More than enough damage and a clip from Bomb King to try and take that one down, as well as that Lex is picked up anticipating the Drogos, I think. Yeah. So they're just like, cool, you know, get you baited. We're taking Bomb King. bugzy gonna have reprieve for his Eevee. Probably gonna be looking to put the pressure onto Bird. Flux Generator for Shipa's Ruckus. Ripen Gourd for Gerrah's Maldamba. Pluck for eLvenpath's Makoa. PERDO will be taking Death Hastens for Pistol Guy number 2.
Mother's Grace Lex, baby. That is me. Don't you dare talk bad about the law. Mother's Grace Anar for Thiel. Architectonics Barrack for Bonkar. It is Mortal Reach Saris for Bird. Laizy on Wormjets. You mentioned the balance of those legendaries. Another one picked up right there, increasing the flight speed of the booster. Dark Stalker Androxus for SunCommander. and a couple more morale boosts, as you mentioned. Just really loving starting with this item for both Drogoz and Seres are the boys of 50 Shades of SNEK.
Dragon Punch, that much more impactful against double frontline. And the reason Laizy's taking Worm Jets this time around is because the Lex is on the team. There is that high mobility hit scan character for D69 to try and chase him around the map. And Evie as well, you know, can throw her hat into the chase. So he wants to stay mobile. He wants to stay on his toes. He wants to be able to outmaneuver D69.
That shield was so good. Forced bugzy into a bad spot. Wasn't able to pick up the kill, which was very almost confirmed. But I think that he shows that he's got a lot of opportunity to be successful on this map. Although Evie was really successful in the first few rounds we've seen here on Jaguar Falls, he struggled to keep it up late game. But right now, still hasn't really gotten it in this match, able to start going at all.
Putting a ton of damage in as well, and actually was not the Bomb King. It is the Drogoz that Laizy picked up. Sorry, a little bit of a mix-up there in the draft. Dragon Punch almost ready to go, 89%. Gerrah cleaning up bugzy, finds Bird as well. D69 starting to take this one back.
And Thiel coming through just on the backhand side. No healing from his healer. Bird is dead, so he will have to wait for him to get back into the fight. Bugzy, though, trying to get a few dismounts. Hasn't found one yet, but still misses that one on to bonkar playing the Barrack. He's got no mobility either here. Very low health pool, but it doesn't matter. Runs into the gourd, and D69 run into the first point in this match.
Rolling through now with trying to keep that momentum high on their side, blinking over the top. And just the switch up in the draft here, I think, is the biggest boon to D69 here, and that's sort of what Flashpoint likes to do to their higher tier teams, especially when you're on the back foot. You got not a whole lot to lose. You know, when you're already down 2-0 in a set, you might as well try something different. Try to figure it out. Try to put them on the back foot in any way that you can.
There's PERDO coming through the law, trying to find justice. He can see some of these targets through walls. bonkar is his target right now, just gonna heal up, and that is a beautiful play. He buys a lot of time, and he forces bonkar out of position. I wonder what will come from that, but the other boys of 50 Shades of SNEK doing a good job of actually stalling this payload push in front.
Find a lot of value there, landing on Laizy's head, making his character freak out just a little bit there. Gets back into the ice block, heals up, escapes with his life as well, so a lot of distraction value bought from bugzy as well. eLvenpath cleans up bonks. So SunCommander is way too low to take this fight with PERDO, but he just doesn't look scared.
Yeah, and he's ready. Hits a couple of headshots as well, and he actually forces eLvenpath to run over and get a kill. But eLvenpath and Shipa return the favor onto Thiel and Bird. bonkar cooped up in the little room there by the side of this push, and in midair, bugzy tries to take down Laizy, playing his favorite dragon, and now SunCommander will actually put his run to shame.
But likewise, a lot of momentum being kept up by D69, so showing that they're down but not out, still have what it takes, still abusing that the lead whenever they can get it, pushing it within inches of conversion with still a minute, just under a minute remaining here.
And enough damage spread around the fight, about 3,000 damage Laizy puts out in that brief little moment, spread across a couple targets, helps everyone to fall and just stabilize this defense. 40 seconds left for 50 Shades of SNEK. D69 have their backs against the walls, both literally here as eLvenpath just hides away from any direct damage, but also figuratively, considering they are down 2-0 against 50 Shades of SNEK.
Searching for now Shipa, 25 seconds, about that time. We got to start getting in position for this fight, looking to start up the overtime. Hexafire, every single ultimate for that matter, is available and ready to go. bugzy blinking into the backline, looking for it. PERDO cracks the fight open with a kill onto bonkar.
Tries to get a shot on to bugzy, but the fire spin and the salvo so easily confirmable. But now PERDO comes in, and he tries his hand, and he will slay the dragon. Good convergence, great Ancient Rage, even better from D69 to counter out the great stall from 50 Shades of SNEK, and SunCommander will fall. This could be the first 2-0, the first 2 points in this game, in this set, for D69.
Great use. Only 2 ultimates needed for conversion. 2 spent to try and defend, but it looks like PERDO giving them the upper hand very early in that fight kind of allowed D69 to just counter everything. You know, 50 Shades trying to come back into that fight, but the pace has already been set from D69, so they're just popping stuff to just counter what's coming at them as 50 Shades scrambled to try and find the team fight win there. Laizy doesn't have quite enough credits to pick up what he wants. He's sitting on 789. Could go for the morale boost too. Could start going to maybe a Wrecker or a Cauterize if he wills it. 100% on his Dragon Punch as well, so look for that to come out maybe to crack this fight open in favor of SNEK.
He's going for the morale boost too. He just charges it so fast with combustible, and how it's so important in a professional Paladin scene to group up and do the same thing. It also kind of lends a lot of value to these AoE champions who can just get a lot of bang for buck with their shots. bugzy doing a great job of actually zoning out Laizy, and that's all they need, right, Nick? I mean, he just didn't fire fire spits that entire time. Great Ice Storm to guarantee the kill, and he will even stay alive here. bugzy really making a big difference in this fight.
Distraction and frags. bugzy brings both sides of Eevee's potential to the table here in this team fight. 45% already for D69. Nice air shots as well. PERDO drives it home. Great cooperation from D69.
Somebody called the law, and PERDO showed up right on time. bugzy goes into his ice block to try and stay away from SunCommander's pressure, and then he decides to go and chase out the God Slayer and force him away from his tank Thiel, who is getting pressured out with cauterized 2s ticking away, reducing his healing by 60%.
Uh-oh, Dragon Punch and Seismic Crash coming through. PERDO gets taken out. Shipa's in a rough spot here. Cursed Arm falls through. Double kill for Laizy, and despite 99% on the capture point, 50 Shades of SNEK are taking this team fight back, and they have the comeback mechanic enabled, so that might be all they need.
This zone needs to be good. bugzy's in the back line, Nick. They don't actually see him yet. He's stalling out. They've got 2 members. They've got 2 approaches onto this point, and that may be the big key for them to be able to do this. They still haven't seen bugzy come through. 93%, 97 now. Are they going to get there in time? Seems like somebody has stepped foot onto there. PERDO back and ready to frag. Bird could be in trouble. Laizy goes down. Bird goes down. Double kill. Could it be a triple coming out from PERDO? The law is here, ladies and gentlemen, and it will not be escaped.
Refusal to lose from D69. They take the payload as well. 3-0. They're moving off to the base of 50 Shades of SNEK. Once again, beautiful execution of that team fight there, exploiting the angles and the weaknesses in the retreat of 50 Shades of SNEK.
Sometimes you got to realize Rande is OP and just go with it. Just let it happen. That's what PERDO is doing here, running the law and making sure that he is serving justice in the realm. And 50 Shades of SNEK, they've had it coming. And look at this, the execution takes him down. PERDO slamming Thiel and sending him back to base. 337 health to his name, but he is sitting pretty as he comes back into this fight and gets another kill on the bonkar.
And that's fine. The single law is perfectly fine there. That's your pseudo Dragon Punch. That's just your answer to a Gnar. That's the only thing, you know, at a baseline you're trying to get. Anything added is a bonus. 1 minute and 40 seconds remain. Thiel is back alive now, but he's taking a lot of damage from PERDO.
Lex just does so much damage, and that is the benefit. Ice Storm there. See you later, Laizy. Unstoppable is PERDO, and this combination of him and bugzy is unrelenting. Hexafire into the air. D69 trying to make a comeback in this game, in this set. Bird, the last one standing. The Oracle Abyss doesn't have to read the future. She just has to stare right in front of her to realize she and her team have lost to D69.
Triple kill, trying to bring it back. SunCommander almost got it done, but just too much cooperation there. Too much setup. It's just too easy for PERDO at that point. bugzy, excuse me, locked down Laizy. Great blink in, drops the Ice Storm, and immediately just soars away. He says, all right, buddy, you got this one.
Yep.
63,000 damage, the highest on D69, 21-5, but barely the highest credits in the game.
Don't try this at home, kids. Do not try this at home. Eevee is not good at dealing with the Drogos. It is very hard to do. I mean, those slow projectiles, Nick, the only thing that she really does lock him down with is the Ice Storm, like you mentioned. But bugzy, he's able to take experience to the next level and apply the pressure when needed. He doesn't need to kill Laizy. He just needs to make sure Laizy stops doing so much damage.
He puts him low a lot of times as well, just getting 1, maybe 2 shots, you know, dropping the Ice Storm and then leaving, and PERDO just comes and cleans it up, as well as, I mean, he just pulled a lot of weight in that fight. He executed Thiel, he came back in, found bonkar, and then he went across the team fight to get Laizy, and SunCommander roared back with a triple kill, but it just was, you know, too many pieces to put back together.
No, he couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again, and 50 Shades of SNEK trying to finish off D69, who, again, we've mentioned, have come back from this scenario several times in recent memory. So they're 1 game away from tying the series up yet again. Serpent Beach.
4-0, 4-0, 4-0.
Will it be a 4-0 yet again, or will they be able to tie things up on this map?
Head to the draft. It should be the first pick for 50 Shades of SNEK, and probably going to go for the Androxus this time, I would imagine. D69, first pick it pretty much every single time there. And just that mobility meta is really king on this map. What can you get? What can you take away? SNEK with the first pick. Oh, oof, they snap pick the Inara up real quick.
No, Nick, I think I'm hearing voices in my microphone right now, and then they're telling me that this is going to be a Bomb King. Damn it. I was just trying to be, I thought we did the conspiracy theory. I thought we were together on that one. I just was like, I was way off. I'm sorry, man. That's what I meant. See, you know what?
You're right.
Hot dang. Why?
It was there. The thought was there. It's just a little bit further off than you anticipated.
Yeah, it was a little further off. Sometimes these things come to me. I can't control it.
So
I can't control it.
Ruckus Makoa taking Bomb King Androxus, forcing D69 to take the Drogos into the Androxus if they want it, but it's been working out for everyone all day, quite frankly. And I think it's just the adjustment in the playstyle of a lot of Drogos is just to not put themselves in a position. You know, if you are going to dive that character, you're going to be so far out of position as well. You're going to get collapsed on by 4 of the best players in the world. I
love this draft, though, Nick. It leaves the element of surprise available for D69. SNEK have to be expecting maybe an Eevee again, maybe something fishy to throw the games off like they just did. And
this
now
is about to be lit. I'm excited for this.
Gives them another chance to do it.
What? Okay, so triple tank. You've got double blaster coming out, Bomb King Drogos. Great responses all around from both teams. Going to be interesting stuff. I like that D69 are just pulling it out, you know, seeing what they can make work as well. I like SNEK's comp into the late game for sure. If they can hang on, I think they got this one. It's just a matter of can they get there.
Well, we'll see here. Heading into the game, Mortal Reach, Saris for Bird.
Bonkers, Drogos, PogChamp.
Dark Stalker, and Droxus for SunCommander. Accelerant Bomb King for Laizy. Combustible Drogos for, that's right,
Never
Bonkar.
before seen.
Never before seen footage here. Behind the scenes. Mother's Grace in Nara for Thiel to round things out.
Shipa will have Architectonics for his Barrack Reprieve. For bugzy's, EB Gerrah is going to be taking Maldamba with a Ripened Gourd. eLvenpath, Scott Makoa with a half shell this time. And PERDO with Aerial Assault Ruckus. 2 Wreckers, 3 Cauterizes for 50 Shades of SNEK. All different kinds of colors here. Blast Shields for both bugzy and eLvenpath. 2 Cots for Shipa and PERDO, the Finland duo, and a Kronos for Gerrah to try and heal up as much as he possibly can.
You know, I don't know if I've even seen PERDO on a Ruckus.
It's been a long time.
And this is a great hook as well. This is what Makoa brings to a fight. 2 kills. Laizy goes down. Bugzy takes him by himself. And eLvenpath serves the other one up very, very well. And gets the kill on his own follow-up from SunCommander. So this is already D69 in charge and large in this fight. Serpent Beach looking pretty good.
Well, okay then. On a 3. Ooh, wow, though, deleted at coming out of the ice block. That's going to be the weakness here. If Laizy is forced, or bugzy is forced into his ice block, Laizy has the opportunity to just dominate him, keeping him alive, willing him to survive is Saris, but 84% already on the point. So much tanky presence for D69 there.
Now that's a great decision right there that Bird made, but this is where it becomes difficult in the late game. Laizy falls now, and if Bird keeps up that habit of going into the shadow travel, popping out very fast after the pressure seems to have gone away. Look at this, he's running away. The pressure's still here, but if someone was in front of him to try and heal, he might pop out. That habit allows Eevee, who can consistently pressure him, to focus him down, and that's the kill. That's what I'm talking about right there. He just gives himself this huge moment of no movement skill for 15 seconds or something of that nature.
Drops Bugzy, or well, Bugzy drops both of them and now continuing to run riot up on the high ground here, trying to box out with Thiel. Tanky target, but he can get it done nonetheless. Eevee with a ton of sustain built into her kit. Thiel eating a lot of headshots, but just so tanky right now. Isn't too concerned about it. PERDO is the one who will fall, who needs to be concerned about his own well-being.
He does. Everyone needs to be concerned about everyone here. This is a team game, and they all know that losing one crucial piece could break their formation and could all start crumbling down. Up in the air, Accelerant Bomb King actually goes over them, and I'm not sure if they're content to just leave Laizy there. Bugzy's chasing him down as well. Bugzy gets another kill on the Laizy. That's at least twice. Bugzy has won that duo fight between the 2 superstars, so Bugzy really with this Eevee pick has changed this series.
And these aren't even great matchups for Eevee. You're looking at Drogos, you're looking at Bomb King, you're looking at Androxus. Those are not easy fights to win, but Bugzy's having a hell of a game on his Eevee.
And this is why, right here. But Bird and SunCommander combine with enough damage to take down Eevee. Her one weakness, despite having all of that safety and invincibility in the ice block, that she's only got 1800 health.
Burst damage, the name of the game, the way to Eevee's demise as well. Dragon Punch, King Bomb, Convergence all at the ready for 50 Shades of SNEK. Meanwhile, D69 are sitting on everything. They're trying to get as many ultimates out of SNEK as they possibly can as they look to set up for what will be their conversion push.
That's right. They did just get the Inara ult. The seismic crash did enough to stave off. But taking away Makoa from Thiel seems to have really pushed eLvenpath into the right direction and also pushed Thiel into maybe a less comfortable direction there. Earthen Guard will immune the hook coming out through him, and bonkar content in the air to just shoot down onto the ruckus. This man has aim, and he can also press E. Going into the flight, he will look to take down one, and he does take down the Baron.
Gerrah falling lower and lower as well. eLvenpath all by himself now, double kill off the back of that fire spit. Shipa and Elven go down. bugzy continuing to buzz around this fight, but he is going to exit stage left as his tanks and his healer have also done so. He might look to come back here to get overtime started back up. PERDO could even be the one diving in from the high ground here in a rough spot. Looks like they will get the overtime started, but SNEK open things up with the first frag.
And this could be a very important thing. If bugzy can come around, finish this Saris off, that will be extremely important. Gerrah stays alive too, which is important here. But PERDO and the healer Gerrah do fall. bugzy now just dealing with maybe a little bit more than he can handle. Stays alive, 113 health, gets bird, falls out of the air. But it's a successful defense for 50 Shades of SNEK.
King Bomb still ready to go. Seismic Crash got back to the fully charged mark, as well as SunCommander's basically there at 99% convergence is squared away. And D69, I think, recognized pretty early on when you drop the first kill in a fight like that in overtime, it's not the wisest idea to go all in terms of your ultimate. So they just drop one. The Dread Serpent there is sitting at 47%, so on its way back to being full. But the items here hitting the level 2 stride for both squads, and heavy investments here into blast shields, just trying to counter out the Bomb King, as well as the Saris and the Drogos.
Yeah, and really just splitting amongst the Cauterize. They've got three Cauterize 2s on their team, same as 50 Shades of SNEK, but they've just got all this defensive pressure with blast shields, and that credit advantage looking more and more substantial here. Laizy gets pulled in and avoids the Ice Storm with that accelerant Poppy Bomb, which is very thankful to him. bugzy looking to find another target. PERDO takes SunCommander out and takes down the Androxus, but this is still D69 having control of the objective.
A lot of action happening right now. Laizy eating a lot of punishment in the back of the head. In fact, so is Thiel, and PERDO with a very high value Hexafire may have just swung things back in favor of District 69 now. We expect D69 to win this early game, you know, with 3 tanks. It's so difficult to break early on, but if SNEK can just hold on and head towards the late game, the staying power of these tanks is going to start to lose out to just the raw output of these damage dealers. D69 come away with the next payload here, and this is going to be pretty telling. As SNEK can hold on here, they're going to be in a good spot.
One of the cool things that we're watching as bugzy plays Eevee and pressures out Laizy on Drogos, excuse me, bonkar on Drogos, is the fact that he knows what Drogos wants to do. He plays Drogos so much, he knows when he's in danger as Eevee. He knows when those ice blocks need to happen before they ever need to happen, because he's done it to so many players in his Drogos career. And this is maybe giving him an edge just in terms of technique in this matchup.
PERDO surging forward, getting 2 kills for his own life. Would have paid off if SunCommander wasn't able to answer back with 2 of his own. Snags Thiel, but Thiel doesn't look too worried about that. Pops the Earthen Guard and just continues to surge forward. SunCommander with the 3rd kill in his engagement. Ripen Gourd deterring the advance, and it will. SNEK gonna fall back for the time being, happy with the defense that they've been able to surmount thus far.
This is what bonkar can do when he's not being pressured. This is what Eevee changes. bonkar starts looking about winning a 1v1 and running away when Eevee shows up. But right now, he's just all about these fire spits, all about the zone. Pops him near to the Grumpy Bomb, which would have been good, but the advance takes him away. eLvenpath goes down, but it looks like the Dread Serpent is putting bonkar in a bad spot. Still, no kills for him. bugzy on his tail. Nothing happened quite yet.
Fire spit, here's him come, here's him blink, and bugzy able to still find it. Shipa does get Thiel. Laizy's in a rough spot, getting healed up for the time being, but has a lot to contend with here on the point, as Thiel and bonkar have both fallen.
Pretty hectic for everyone right now. They know there's so much on the line. D69 have to get this win to stay in the set. And at the same time, they're struggling. They've been struggling in this set and in the course of these games, but they've started to make a comeback. They've started to really find their rhythm with this Eevee, with this Makoa for eLvenpath. They've got to keep this up, though.
Caught out. No ice block for 2, and SunCommander takes advantage of it. 3 kills for 1 thus far in the engagement. eLvenpath all by himself, gonna try to find something. A King Bomb off the top rope. Laizy cleans up PERDO. 25 seconds remain here. eLvenpath goes down to a couple more shots from the Rock Staff. Thiel credited with that kill. We'll have time to start this overtime here, and D69 legitimately have another good attempt at this payload.
You're going to have to be careful. If they can get bugzy out of this fight early, that could make a difference. But right now, they're always going to have to worry about his mobility to get onto the objective. He's going to wormhole away. But that blink will mean that he is down, so SunCommander gets a very big kill to add on to his 8 streak, making it 9. And now focusing 1v1 against Gerrah, he's unstoppable, and he has got this game rolling for 50 Shades of SNEK.
Double kill, waiting for him to miss a shot in the past 3 clips there. Finds another kill, just cleaning up. After bugzy went down, it was just an easy game for SunCommander on a 12 streak right now. Spraying, he's feeling good after that team fight, as I imagine anybody would be. In 2-2, we're all tied up, leading the damage chart. He's been having just a hell of a day. He's really coming to his own. I'm looking forward. I hope he makes it to land.
Oh yeah, he's really, he's showing the 2017 Invitational Championship spray. To me, that says something. That says that this guy wasn't on the squad. Wanted to be, was replaced, and you know, now at this point,
I think it's worth noting, kind of for the same story bugzy was. He just couldn't get the passport, couldn't get the visa, couldn't handle that real life boring crap to get over to these lands. And what I'm looking forward to is hopefully this land in Europe has that effect for everyone. Everyone can get all 5 of their main. That goes for the LATAM guys. Yeah. That goes for all the new teams that come. And I want to see everyone's best foot forward at DreamHack Valencia.
You can see this guy really wants to make a name. He wants to be a part of a spray officially for the next big championship. And he just may be able to set 50 Shades of SNEK up with that type of success if he keeps aiming like that out of the air. Eevee goes down. SunCommander on a 13 streak, and doesn't look to be slowing down anytime soon.
Cursed Arm is still ready, 45%. D69 losing this fight slowly but surely. The staying power of these tanks is starting to fall off as they fall 1, 2, 3 in a row. They go. No comeback mechanic for 50 Shades of SNEK, but they've made it towards that later game stages. The items are going to be in their favor, and just more damage output than these tanks are going to be able to put up with.
And he has not had to really worry about being aggressed on.
Good wall.
And he has just stayed very aggressive entirely in this fight. PERDO, though, bringing a little bit of pressure, and that's important. Dome shield on the objective. Laizy coming through, 10 streak for him. Wants to find something. He's going to get 1 kill. Thiel's going to fall up on another. bonkar with the 3rd. Make it 3, amigo, and it will be 50 Shades of SNEK finding the answer in this team fight, with bugzy escaping with 1 kill of his own.
Saving grace. Can he get more here? He's looking for that angle just so he can blink in, starting for the overtime for his team. He will get in and do just that. Ice Storm is looking to lock down Laizy. Bird goes down early on in this engagement, so if they can slow play it, D69 can use the lack of sustain to their advantage.
That is important, but you see that the 2 tanks are on the point. 14 streak for Laizy. That's another point we haven't brought up. This guy hasn't gone down, but he can't take down eLvenpath. And as Thiel falls, that means 1 front line for the side of D69. Advantage for them, and that leads to the objective captured. So despite all odds, it seems like D69 right now find themselves about to tie this set up.
That 1 frag making all the difference there for bugzy on his Eevee, as well as Bird going down pretty early on in that engagement. Now continuing to roll forward. 2 more going the way of D69, surging forward relentlessly into the backline. They want to put SNEK in their spawn, and they don't want to let go.
You never know what kind of pressure an Ice Storm does, whether it makes you relocate, whether it makes pressure onto one teammate, whether it pulls a healer away from a tank who they felt was confident and now trying to keep more of their team alive. Because bugzy gets the kill on the SunCommander at such a high streak, it means that he basically charges his ultimate up for free, and that ends up being an ult that changes this fight. He knows he's got to get him out there, but he's got to be careful. Ice block still ready in case he needs it.
Blinking forward onto Thiel. Zanar, who's falling extremely low, is getting bailed out right now. Dragon Punch surging through.
Nice!
Oh, looking to stabilize his SNEK, laying the ultimates on the line for it.
Pulls him into a gourd as well. Gerrah with a nice stun. Thiel goes down. SunCommander, though, he is the saving grace for 50 Shades of SNEK. eLvenpath wants to take him down. Shell Spin is going to send him over the edge. Gerrah actually gets the final credit for the kill, but the Shell Spin knocked him down into the Wata. And that is Makoa just knowing the terrain a little bit more.
Laizy dying to Shipa as well. Had the healing from Saris, and bonkar goes down as well. What was 1 pick turned into 2, and now could be a very bad spot for 50 Shades of SNEK.
D69, no, this is the only chance. Ice Storm comes out from Eevee, wants to find 1 kill off of this if he can. But Laizy, he finds 2 instead. Dread Serpent comes through. Laizy with a trip, making a quadra kill for Laizy. And that should shut this down for now. The only scary part about it is there's still 35 seconds left.
15% on his ultimate as well. A lot spent on either side to try and get this pushed and held respectively for D69 and 50 Shades of SNEK. Like you mentioned, still plenty of time left on the clock here for another attempt at this. Laizy cannot afford to get caught out here.
Running away from PERDO. It's Aerial Assault Ruckus on this map. Such a good pick. We saw some teams not take advantage of that earlier on today, but PERDO really showing how mobility on Serpent Beach is king. And this is what they're going to need to change this. Bird, he knows how to hit a big convergence, and he's not going to be afraid to use it if it means keeping this going for another round. They want to finish this set right now and get the win, but they've got to defend here against D69.
Double kill. Laizy almost goes off the map. 2 for Thiel, 2 for Laizy in that engagement. A nice stabilization here, and this is as good a chance as any for SNEK to try and take this game. They've made it to the hyper late game in Paladins with plenty of credits here. Wrecker 3s, cauterized 3s, shutting down everything, but likewise, D69 have a lot of Haven 3s, making it that much more difficult. The damage doesn't fall off as hard as it used to with the reduction to the blast shields only being 7, 14, and 21%, but that's still a decent chunk of damage that's being mitigated.
Absolutely here, and it will maybe come down to make the difference. It's the small things, the inches that can become miles, like we mentioned earlier. eLvenpath with Master Riding 3, that may give him a couple of extra inches in positioning. That can be so important for Makoa looking to get that initial hook in a team fight. 15 minutes gone by in this game thus far. 3-3, Accelerant Bomb King using his mobility to get in, and the hook misses from eLvenpath.
3-3 here, it all comes down to this. Can D69 hold on and force a game 5? bugzy eating a lot of damage right now, is forced to soar all the way out of the gate. 18% already on the point for D69. Dragon Punch could come through at any moment, instantly deleting one of the tanks from District 69.
Bonkar doesn't hit a fire spit, so these tanks have a lot more longevity than you would think. But look at this, Dome Shield in response!
Beautiful.
Totally counters out the convergence, and here's the Dragon Punch. He is going to go down as a response to that, and this could be all in the favor of D69. Both Drogos and Nara are down.
A lot of damage coming through. Bird is under pressure. PERDO finds him. Laizy has to go big. SunCommander and Laizy are the 2 you would want alive to try and carry this fight. SunCommander starting to go huge on the backside of this team fight. Does pick up both of the tanks on the point, surging forward. Even more, the substitute player here now made main roster, showing why he deserves to be in the position he's in.
Nice streak for the Godslayer, 81% for D69, 45 now on the objective for 50 Shades, who can close things out here with a victory on Serpent Beach. Bugzy in the back line just trying to pressure out the Godslayer, doesn't see the fight, but here's a Hexafire. What's this gonna contribute? The seismic crash coming in, King Bomb right on top of you, and that's gonna turn Shipa into dust. Send him back to base, and PERDO there with the response.
1-1 for the money here. Hexafire did get a whole lot. Thiel's looking healthy, holding down the point strong. SunCommander still with a beautiful angle into this back line, finds the healer. They're starting to fall one by one, but bugzy answers back. eLvenpath goes down. Now it is just bugzy, captain versus substitute, with more reinforcements coming through for both sides.
Bonkar got him, and this could be 50 Shades of SNEK. The wall is there, and it will signify them making D69 pay for it, so to speak. And that is going to finish off this great set today. It is going to be 50 Shades of SNEK taking the W over D69.
Great drafts from both squads as well. Incredible EV play from bugzy throughout that game to kind of keep the backline distracted. And it just goes to show you how good these guys are, that the tank comp fell off, but not super hard. It was really coming down to SunCommander went massive in the backline, 119,000 damage, highest in the game by a decent amount, even beating out Bonkar's Drogos, 45-6. Colossal game from SunCommander to keep things alive for 50 Shades and close out the day.
6 deaths. That's it. And I mean, what an incredible performance. This is not the first time we've seen this guy have this type of game-changing performance that affects this set. And to be honest, 50 Shades of SNEK revival above D69 in this matchup, I think has a lot to do with SunCommander's play.
Really hitting his stride there. 3-1 reads the scoreboard there. 50 Shades of SNEK take a good, solid win over District 69. D69 not getting blown out of the water, not getting, deterred after a couple of 4-0 losses, showing some creativity in the draft. as well. Let's head over to the final standings for the European Open qualifier. SNEK up and top with 260. Just a mere 40 behind them are D69 with 220. WASD with 120. Burrito with 60. So that is your top 4 that will be moving on to the round robin stage.
So interesting as well with Burrito now. Different players, used to be SNEK, but the organization's still in Paladins. Kind of cool to see them living on in this scene.
A couple of new faces, but these are the same 4 teams that were in the Masters qualifiers.
Yes.
Way back when, but you know, Modestina coming in, he's a new face. They were Wolves, now they're known as Burrito. Really cool stuff to kind of see these teams, you know, staying with it. You know, despite not making it to LAN, all of them, they're sticking with it. They're getting better. They've all closed the skill gap immensely. And it's been a beautiful thing to see.
Well, I know you've been excited to watch this, and there's more action tomorrow. Make sure you stay tuned with us. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time is when we will be beginning this same exact thing for North America, taking on the 4th and final week, seeing who's going to make it through into the next stage of qualifiers for Valencia. It's an exciting time to be a Paladins esports fans, and we thank you all for joining us here at Hi-Rez Studios. My name is Rainday, Evan Rayner. This is Nick Keogh, Hi-Rez Pretty Hair, and again, from all of us, we wish you a happy evening. We'll see you tomorrow. And as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you all in the realm.